Hello, my dear students. How are you? Are you all fine? I hope you all are fine. And how's your online classes going? Is it boring? It's okay, everyone will be fine, and you always want to be safe at your home. Okay? So, shall I start the class today? Very good. Before moving to the class, let me ask you one thing. What we were discussing in the previous class? That is, what is the name of our chapter? Very good. The name of our chapter is Maternity. And who is our author? Very good, students. Our author is Lilika Nakos. And in the previous class, we were discussing about the third paragraph. Today, we are moving to the next paragraph. Before that, I'm just going to ask you some simple questions to refresh what you have learned in the previous class. Can I ask you questions? Okay, very good. So, the first question is that, what is the characteristic features of Mikali? Can anyone please say? Can you please say the answer? Yes. Yes, very good. Very good. So the answer is Mikali is a big lad of 14 and he is very healthy and robust. Okay. So the second question is that what Mikali carries on his back? Can anyone please? Yes, Mikali carries the burden of his newborn baby brother on his back. Okay, so thank you for your answers and shall we move to the next question? Okay, so the question is that what happened to Mikala's mother? Yes, Mikala's mother died after the birth of this newborn baby. Then the last question is that why Mikali was chased away by his fellow Armenians? What is the reason for that? Yes, yes, very good. Yeah, very good. Mikali was chased away by his fellow Armenians because they were unable to hear the continuous cries of the newborn baby. So I hope you are all familiar with the previous topic. So today we are moving to deal with the fourth and the fifth paragraph of our story. And now I am going to give you a small or brief introduction about the respective paragraphs. Okay, in the first paragraph, that is in the fourth paragraph, we can see that Mikali, he was just walking and roaming around just like a lost soul. He was actually suffering from very tiredness and he is very weak and he is suffering from lack of sleep. And he always carries the burden of his baby brother on his back. And the baby brother was crying. And it makes others irritated. Everybody in the camp listened to it with irritation. Because they have their own problems. They don't have enough time to spend wastefully for this newborn baby or to care this newborn baby. So everybody ignored the baby and they pitifully wished that the baby would die. And this is about in the fourth paragraph. Let me come to the fifth paragraph. We can see that Mikala is again suffering from some kinds of mental problems because his newborn baby brother is crying out of hunger and he is always crying to show his famished state. And what happened? The other distracted women in the camp were stuffed their ears. And Mikali just wandered like a lost soul and a drunken man. He hadn't a penny in his pocket to buy some milk for this crying infant. And unfortunately, there was no woman in this camp to provide milk or to feed this newborn baby. So these are all about the fourth and the fifth paragraph. I hope it is very much clear for you. So now we are going to the another sections that we are going to read the text. before that, I am asking you to read the text, that is the fourth and the fifth paragraph individually and silently. And this is a time for you to read and try to find out some unfamiliar words from the paragraph. If you find any doubt, you can ask me. Read silently. Don't make any voice in this class. Read silently and individually. It should be not to be a passive read. It must be an active read. You have to underline those unfamiliar words. Did you read the text? Okay, very good. Now I am going to divide the class into 4 groups. The first bench is the first group, the second bench is a second group, the third bench is a third group, and the fourth bench is a fourth group. What you have to do is that you have to discuss the content with your friends and also try to find out the meaning of the unfamiliar words which you have discovered from those paragraphs. Again, I am giving you some time to discuss the meaning of unfamiliar words. Don't waste your time and do it fast. Okay. Did you finish? So, let's move to discuss about the vocabularies. So, please listen here carefully. So, shall we discuss the unfamiliar words? I'm going to discuss it with you guys. So, please listen here. Okay. So, the first word is that days. What is the meaning of days? Make unable to think or react properly. The second word is wonder. What do you mean by wonder? We learned that Migali wanted like a low soul. So the meaning of wonder is that walk or move in an aimless way. The third one is that drag, which means pull along forcefully, roughly, or with difficulty. The next is, and the last one is also distract. What is the meaning of distract? We learned that the distracted women stuff their ears. So the meaning of distract we can check, unable to concentrate because one is preoccupied by something worrying or unpleasant. So these are the words which we discussed. I hope it is clear for you and you need to learn these words as soon as possible. Okay, now I am going to read the text carefully with a proper stress and pronunciation. Please pay your attention and look at your textbook. Okay. So, Migali himself was dazed by these cries. His head was empty and he wandered about like a lost soul, dying from the lack of sleep and weariness, always dragging about with him the deafening burden that had been before born for his misfortune and its own, and that had so badly chosen the moment to appear on this earth. Everybody listened to it with irritation. They had so many troubles of their own, and they all pitifully wished it would die. And the next paragraph, please listen. But that did not happen for the newborn child, sought desperately to live and cry louder his famished state. This distracted women stuffed their ears, and Mikali wandered about like a drunken man. He hadn't a penny in his pocket to buy the infant milk, and not one woman in the camp was in a position to give it a breast. Enough to drive one mad. Okay, so we read the paragraph. Now what you have to do is that I am just going to select one person from you and you need to read the text for the entire class loudly. So can you please read it? Yes, those two paragraphs. Read it loudly. Yes. Yes, very good. Okay. 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 Very good. Good way of reading. Very good. Okay. Yes. Very good reading. You read the text with a proper stress and pronunciation. Keep reading like this, and it is very happy to hear the way of your reading style. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you some simple questions to check whether you have understood the topic, that is the fourth and fifth paragraph, or not. Let me ask you some questions. Okay, very good. So the first question is that Mikhaili wanted like a lost soul. Comment on this comparison. Can anyone please tell what is the answer for this question? Yes. Ah, very good. So the answer is, we can discuss the answer. Okay, the answer is Mikhaili wanted like a lost soul because he did not get any help or protection from anyone. As a lost soul wandered around looking for peace and ease, Mikhaili was wondering. Okay, so the second question we are going to discuss is that why did the refugees wish that the child would die? What is the answer for this question? Can anyone please tell me? Yes, very good. So the answer for this question is that, please listen here. The refugees listened to the cries of the baby with irritation. They all had their own troubles and pitifully wished it would die. So I hope these two questions are familiar to you and you learned the two paragraphs. Now I am going to present you a structural item, that is an auxiliary verb. Please listen here, what is an auxiliary verb? An auxiliary verb, it helps the main verb and is also called the helping verb. Examples are am. So now I am giving you an activity that you need to find out the examples for auxiliary verb from the paragraph. Only 1 minute is here. You need to find out and read. I'm only giving a little time. Finished. Okay, very good. Can anyone please read to the class? Yes, from the first bench. Can anyone? Yes, very good. And the second bench. Can anyone please read it? Yes, very good. Now I am going to present my own version of answer. So the answers are Mikhaili himself was dazed. That did not happen for the newborn child. They had so many troubles. But in these sentences, which are the auxiliary verbs? Was, did and had. Okay. So now I am giving you another activity which you have to do in your group, and after you complete it, you need to share your work or exchange your work with the other groups and just edit or correct the mistakes. So the question is that notice how women behave. What do you think about their attitude? So this is our question and you need to find answer for this. Okay. So do it properly. This is your group work. You can discuss with your group friends and don't take too much of time. And you need to read it to the entire class. Finish. Anyone from the second bench? Did you finish? Okay, then exchange your writings with the other groups. The first to second and the third to the fourth. And correct the mistakes. Okay, can anyone please read it? Okay. Okay, very good. Yes. Yes, the answer is correct. Very good. So, what is the answer? I'm going to present my own version. Please listen here. The answer is that no women in the camp come forward to help and protect the child. It is a very pathetic and shameful of them to behave in such a inhuman manner. Yes, we learned that was no woman in the position to feed the baby, or they were very distracted towards the cries of the baby. It was such an inhuman activity. Okay, so before concluding the class, shall we recapitalize what we learned today? Very good. We learned the summary of 4th and 5th paragraph, where we find that the baby is crying and Mikali can do anything, and there was no women in the camp to feed the baby, and everyone are distracted and disturbed by the cries of the baby, and Mikali had no money to buy the baby milk. And then we also learned about some unfamiliar words, and we learned the structure like some auxiliary verb. Okay, so I hope today's session is very much clear for you and you are able to follow me and you enjoy the class. So before concluding the class, I'm giving you a follow-up. This is your activity and you have to do it as homework and should present in the next class. Okay? So you can write the question. The question is that write a newspaper report describing the Armenian camp and the life of refugee in the camp. So this is our question. You have to do it, and I hope you are very much clear about this chapter. So let's see in the next class. Thank you.